What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. Today we are going to go over, since Evercade has now released all of the carts for the year. I shouldn't say they released them all. Some of them are about to be released. I think we have four more carts to be released, but they are, announced and everything, so we know what they are. I decided that instead of I'm going to leave the hardware and everything out. I want to do an overview of all 12 of the games that are releasing this year or that have been released so far. So I'm going to kind of grade how I feel Evercade did for 2024. Now, a lot of people know that, I've been pretty vocal saying I think this year's been kind of like lackluster when it comes to the games. I expected bigger things. Don't get me wrong; they did get some pretty big licenses. With the Tomb Raider and Legacy of Kain, stuff like that. But the other stuff, I don't know. It didn't really resonate with me. Besides a couple of these arcade cards that are coming out, two of them anyway, or actually three of them. Um, is it two or three? No, two of them, because there's three of them out or coming out. Two of them I am pretty excited about. The other one, not so much. Highly doubt I'll get that. In fact, I'm pretty positive that I won't get that one. And we'll get to that when we get to it. So let's start out. The first two cards that they released in 2024 came in February. And those carts were the Indie Heroes 3 collection and the C64 collection 3. Now, both of these carts, for me personally, again, if is it 3? Yes. I had to make sure. But anyway, this is just my personal look on this. I know a lot of people might be a really big fan of these Indie Hero carts. A lot of people might be C64 fans. I get it, man. But this is just my, you know, this is the way I felt about them. The Indie Heroes 3, I did not purchase. Not that I am against independent games. In fact, I love independent game makers. It just seems like Evercade picks, like, when it comes to these Indie Heroes cards, like they pick the lowest of the low games to put on there. And no offense if you people like these, I get it, man. Everyone has their own preference when it comes to games and stuff, but none of these games like did it for me. I know a lot of people love this Donut Dodo and stuff, but I've said quite a few times in many of my videos, I'm just not a fan of single board platformers, and uh, Donut Dodo is like that, just like Burger Time and Snow Bros and stuff like that. Just not my style. If you like that stuff, cool. It's just unfortunate that the indie games or the indie titles that they put on these Indie Heroes carts, they're just they're just not good in my opinion, because they do have some like dual game carts out there that are really good, like Astro Bros and Demons of Astaborg. Really good cart. So I dig indie games like that, just not the ones that are on here. These just seem like filler games that didn't make the cut to go on to a cart, even though I get it. The carts are based on companies like Sunsoft and Gremlin and shit like that. I understand that. It's, I guess, figure of speech. So the other cart, you've also heard me say stuff about C64. I'm not a C64 fan. There's no nostalgia there for me whatsoever. I own a C64. It's the only system that I own that is not in this game room. Like, I can't stand that system at all. So the games, just no, thank you. So February was, Blaze got no money from me in February. Now the next two carts that came out were in April. and that was the Sunsoft Collection 2 and the Pico Collection 4. Now, I did buy one of these. I bought the Sunsoft Collection 2, but I didn't buy it until probably a month and a half after it was released. I don't know, was fiending to get a new cart because it was had been a while, and I was like, okay, there is a Blaster Master game on there. I'm gonna have to check that one out. So when it came to Sunsoft Collection 2, I did like that game. And then there's another game on there called Euphoria. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That game kind of grew on me, and I'm actually still playing it. I haven't completed it yet because I have so many games that I'm trying to complete so I can do reviews. Specifically, Days Gone. I didn't realize that game was so damn long. So it's really cool game. But this Euphoria, it's really growing on me. Um, and then the Blaster Master. Other than that, I really didn't care for the cart too much. I don't think it sucked, but I don't think it was like really good either. It was like right in between. I mean that again, that's just me, and I love Sunsoft games. Uh, it's just unfortunate they can't get licenses for, a lot of the like movie themed games are on Sunsoft, like Batman and Gremlins 2, both really good games. Highly doubt Blaze will ever get a license for that. If they do, I'd be shocked, and that would be awesome. I'd definitely jump all over that. And Pico 4 is the other cart, and I had absolutely zero interest in that. I know Blaze was pretty much shooting their wad over and I'm not bashing Blaze when I say it like that, but they were really excited, and I think maybe there was a lot of people excited for that Glover game. And to me, I've said it over and over again. I know the joke's getting old, but that is a glorified hamburger helper if I've ever seen one. But instead of a spoon, he has a ball that he rolls around, and just not my style of game, man. Like nothing on there. Pico, I think, outstayed its welcome in the Evercade ecosystem. Like I like the first Pico collection, but that was it. I mean, even the Pico arcade, you know, second worst arcade cart that's made. So I think Pico they should probably just stay away from. Uh, just my opinion again. So I did get the Sunsoft. I did not buy the Pico. So that's one cart that I bought out of these first four. Now the next two carts came out in July, and they were the Thalamus Collection and the Tomb Raider Collection. Now, I did get one of these carts, and I just actually recently got one of the carts, but we'll get to that in a minute. The Thalamus cart, again, C64 stuff. I tend to stay away from these blue carts, just not my style of stuff. I did play some of these Thalamus Collection games on my game stick, was not interested whatsoever. That's the good thing about me having the game stick. I can play these games and I can say, if I've never heard of them or never played them, I can play them on that. I mean, it has pretty much everything on it. And if I don't like it, then I just don't buy the cart. So it's not hurting me any. I know a lot of people are big Thalamus fans. So, hey, if you got it and you like it, I mean, good for you. I steered away from it. Right when I saw it was a blue cart, I like lost interest immediately. But then I saw, oh, it's the best on the C64. No, man, not for me. But then the Tomb Raider collection, 1, 2, and 3, I actually just received that. This is released in July, it says. I forget if there was a delay on that one. I know there was a delay on, the VSR and the EXPR, and that was a big bundle. So I just got my VSR, and I did a video on that. I unboxed it, put it in the Freecade, running fine and everything. But I finally got the Tomb Raider collection. In fact, it's still in its shrink wrap. I have not opened that game yet because, again, I have games I have to get through because I have a lot of videos coming up. And quite a few of them are some game reviews. So I can't I can't do two things at once. I'm trying to focus on one thing at a time. So Days Gone's kind of taking up some time, but I am about 90%, like almost complete, I guess. I have 10% more. I think it said like I'm at 90%. So I'm real close to the end of that. So again, the one out of the two carts I did get for July. So that's two carts out of six so far. The next batch of carts came in September, and that was the Legacy of Kane cart and the Bitmap Brothers Collection 2 cart. Now, I did get the Legacy of Kane cart. I had a huge delay on that. I think it was around a month. It took about a month for me to get that cart after I ordered it, and I ordered it the day of its release. So uh, it a lot of delays this year. I mean, it got old really fast. I am enjoying that cart. I just haven't, again, got to dive into it as much as I wanted to because I'm occupied on some other games right now. And the other cart was the Bitmap Brothers Collection 2. Now, originally, when they announced that cart, I was pretty intrigued after seeing some of the gameplay because I never played any of the games on this cart. And I was like, oh, that Gods game looks pretty cool. And I think there was like two other ones. So what I did was I hopped on the Freecade on the game stick. And, that thing has like 40,000 games. So any games that I've never played, most likely I can find them on there. And one of the emulations on there is, I think this is from the Amiga, maybe. I forget what system it is. But I tried playing these games and it wouldn't let me. It said I needed a keyboard. And I was like, well, what the hell? I was going to make a video showing all that and it just didn't fall through because I couldn't play them. Well, then I got thinking at work the next day, hey, maybe I could get into the settings on this thing and figure out a way to use the control on it. And I did. I ended up finding a way to play. And the first game that I tried was that Gods. And I thought that game looked really cool and everything. And I started playing it, and it was absolutely horrible. And I think I tried like three other games. I think I tried four games, and I did not like any of them. Just not my style. I'm sure they're probably big overseas because Amiga was a bigger thing over there than it was here in the States. In fact, I didn't know anybody that owned an Amiga, and I doubt any of my friends from around here or who I grew up with has ever even heard of any of these games. So it just wasn't for me. I mean, if you liked it, then cool, man, you got your money's worth. So that's all good, man. Just wasn't for me. No harm, no foul because I didn't pay for it. So didn't have to worry about it. So far I have purchased out of 2, 4, 6, 8 out of 8 games I've bought 3 carts for the year so far. The next that is coming up in November, there's 2 more carts, and that is the Data East 2 and Toa Plan 3, both arcade carts. Now, I did a video on both of these where I played all the games again on that game stick, and unfortunately, the Data East, I was looking really forward to that game or that cart, and because I'm a big Data East fan, that first Data East arcade cart, it's still my favorite arcade cart on the Evercade. I love that cart, so I was like, oh, two should be really good. Unfortunately, it's pretty bad. I mean, it might be a little bit better than the Pico arcade. It might be just as bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to go through those games again because I didn't enjoy them that much. Like I could care less to ever play those games again. I think people will be disappointed if they're just buying this because it says Data East on it. It's a really bad collection. There might be one game that some people like, and that's that Two Crude Dudes or Crude Busters, whatever one you want to call it. But other than that, it's just not a good cart, in my opinion. Again, this is just my opinion. I just I'd be shocked if a lot of people get this cart and actually think it's awesome, because I just can't see it happening. But the other cart I will be getting, and it is the Toa Plan 3, and all I can say is Batsugan. I mean, this game has what, 7 games on it? 6 of the 7 games are absolutely phenomenal. Just a great overall cart. That one game is really bad. I Some people might like it. I forget how to even pronounce the name, but it's just not a good game. But the 6 games other than that are phenomenal. That's going to be, in my opinion, that's like the cart of the year right there. So Toa Plane 3, that both of these are coming out in November. And again, I have videos on both of these. So I try to help people out on these early videos when I do gameplay of the games on these carts. You know, it could potentially save people money. Yeah, they're only $20, but still, man, that's $20 that you might not have had to spend if you think the games look bad. So then, last in December, uh, 2 more carts I will be getting. So they are the Toa Plan Collection 4, and there is a dual cart coming out, and it has Metal Dragon and Life on Mars. Now, I've never played either of those games, but let's first go to the Toa Plan Collection 4. I did do a video of me playing the games on that. It's not bad. It's not nearly as good as Toa Plan 3, but it's not a bad cart. I mean, I will buy that one. There are some games on there worth the, you know, paying the price. But the dual cart, this one looks pretty damn amazing. I've never played either of those games. In fact, I've never really heard of either of those games. I know a lot of people know the Life on Mars, and I guess they have another one like Life on Earth. I've never played any of those games, but this one looks like a really good dual cart, and I wish they would make more dual carts. This looks very interesting, so I'm definitely going to buy that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I've bought half of the cart, or I'm going to buy half of the carts uh, that they have released or are releasing this year. And I guess that's not horrible on Evercade's part, but overall, I'm going to give this a grade. How 2024 went when it comes to all this. There was way too many delays, and that kind of put a damper on a lot of things, and it kind of gave me some different feelings towards Blaze because of all these like nonsense delays. So I don't think that these carts were like the greatest this year, even though that Toa Plan 3 I think is like a banger. Um, all in all, just the performance and everything, that's the big key right there. The performance was so bad this year. It kind of takes away from some of these carts. So, like 2024 for Blaze, I will give it a C. I don't think it deserves any higher. Some people can argue and say it deserves lower because I know a lot of people were pissed and they got pushed away with all these delays. So I'm really hoping that it turns around for 2025. I've seen that they are already working on new licenses and everything. Let's hope we get like that Konami or SNK license for this year. That would really turn things around, I think. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of how the year went. Not on hardware. We're just talking the carts that are released and are releasing yet this year. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.